This is a video review of the Bandai Chogokin Hello Kitty 40th anniversary figure. And this thing is actually quite a bit neater than you would think. It's not just this little itty bitty figure here with the stand. Oh no. This is a mecha for Hello Kitty to ride in. If you want to know why she ends up getting a mecha, you're going to have to watch the promotional video for this figure, which I will link to in the video description down below, and if I don't, please remind me. But anyway, this thing is actually really cool. Like, it's still Hello Kitty, but it's like Hello Kitty if Hello Kitty were made for a boy demographic. Kinda. I mean, mostly this is just going to appeal to collectors because it's off the wall and kind of absurd, but it is a cool toy, and what's really nice about it is this entire thing is die-cast. Like, there's very little plastic in it. Basically just the arms here, the bow up here, the canopy section up here, and nothing else that I can really point out. Nothing on the outside, at least. There might be some internal mechanisms in here that are plastic. Oh, and this little thing right here, but I'll get to that in a minute. But for the most part, this thing's metal. Really good metal, and it's got some really nice click. Listen to this. Those are some nice ratchets. Although I will say, I do think these ratchets down here aren't quite sturdy enough just because there's so much metal in this head. Like, if this head weren't so big, these would be perfect, but they do sometimes tend to sag a bit, but for the most part, that's not too bad of a problem, because if you just have a Hello Kitty stand like that, the mecha at least stand like that, it'll stay. Now, this thing actually has quite a few gimmicks, like a lot of gimmicks. There are a whole bunch of parts down here that are used for various forms. Now, the first gimmick is probably my favorite, which is the way Hello Kitty actually rides this thing. Now, the way you open the cockpit is you press this button back here, and if you didn't catch that, what's holding the cockpit down is the bow. So when this releases, it's releasing the bow, which is releasing this. Excuse me, and I think that is just a brilliant latching mechanism. It's very characterful, and it's just really clever. I really like it. So you push that up, then you push Hello Kitty in here like this, and then you can close it up. But before I do that, there's a gimmick in here, a little button here. When you press this little cat-shaped button, it changes Hello Kitty's eyes. So you get her normal eyes, some searchlight eyes, which are for a mode that I'll show you in a minute, and then there are the angry eyes here. I'll leave them on the normal black eyes for now. And then, without using any of the accessories, the other gimmicks that you can use this mode is you can press a little button on the arms right here to shoot the fists, and they shoot a surprisingly long way, but I'm not really a fan of this gimmick because it's super easy to just pop the fists out. Like, just moving the arms up and down, sometimes they'll come out, and that really bugs me because I wish that either these latched onto the fists a lot more, or there were a way to disable the fist shooting gimmick, because otherwise, unless I keep this in the box, I know I'm gonna lose them, and then I'm gonna be mad because without the fist, the figure is just not quite as nice. But anyway, the next gimmick it has is it's not really an alternate mode, but it's a travel mode. And the way it works is you pull push the feet forward, roll down its little tail, and then turn its head to the side. And this is its travel mode. It just moves along like this, and there are wheels here, 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 and then one on this tail here. And I'm not actually convinced that this works. Like, I know it has wheels, and I can feel them rolling, but when I move it along, it doesn't really want to do more than just scoot around, which is a bit unfortunate because this could be an interesting mode, but and there the fists go off again. So I'm not too sold on this mode. It's cute that it has this, like, it's a cute idea, which is kind of the point, but I think they could have done something better or just gone without it. So anyway, let's get on to her actual accessories, which all store under here, which is really nice. Which means that if you just want to have Hello Kitty standing on her stand like this, just normal, then it's the entire figure here. You don't need to open the box up to get any accessories, which is pretty cool. Although there is one tiny piece that does kind of mess with that, but I'll talk about that in a minute. First, let's pull out all the accessories. So, they're a bit tough to pull out because it's very cramped, but, oops. I've pulled this out, which is part of the stand. Pulling this I'm pulling out everything except for what I actually want to pull out. This, which is an adapter piece, this piece here, and then one more piece down here, which is also part of the stand. Now, to construct the stand, we're just going to take this, plug it onto here, and then take this and plug it onto here, like that. And we'll put this off to the side for now. So Hello Kitty has two modes that she can make with all of these parts right here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get into the flying mode. And to do that, we're going to pop these together like this, and then pop them onto the back of this adapter piece. Then we're going to pop the wings together like this. And then there are two little pegs very close together that we're going to plug into two very tiny slots very close together, holes. And then here you have a wing pack. And the way this attaches, there's a little blue piece right here, which you pop off and subsequently lose it. And then you fold her tail back here, and then you pop this on, and here she has kind of a butterfly wing jetpack, and I actually really like this. This is kind of cute, especially considering what else these things do. It's very neat how multi-purpose everything is. So you can tra-la-la, and then the way you put this onto the stand is you basically, you don't even worry about supporting the lower body because it's so small compared to the rest of the figure. The stand just supports the head, so you just put it on like this, and here's Hello Kitty flying on her stand. Now moving back to the accessories, I pulled this little blue piece off for the stand. I pulled this little blue piece off, which was a filler piece for the adapter which put the wings on. Now the little adapter attached to a little T-shaped piece in there. If you try and put this onto the same place where the adapter was, it doesn't fit, which means that if you want to have Hello Kitty wearing the adapter and the wings, then you can't just keep this in the base, which is really unfortunate. So usually what I do is I keep this in a box back there, and then I just don't mind the little gap back there. It's not too big of a deal for me, especially because when this little piece is plugged in, it still doesn't even look that great. It does look like something should happen there. So I'm fine with keeping it like this, but I do wish this piece had nailed to stick to the little stand there. I do think that's unfortunate. Now, moving on, the next thing you do with these is you can sew the adapter in there. I'm not going to do it on video because it'll take a little while. But then if you take the wings apart, oops, which does take a fair amount of force, and then you take the adapter for the adapter, and you start plugging them together, and you can tell which one goes to which because of how the teeth are formed. Then you can put them together like this, and put them together like this. And then you have little flippers that go onto the same holes that the stand goes on. So you put on your flippers like this, and like this, and then you can push this once to get her kind of searchlight eyes so that she can see underwater. And then here you have swimming Hello Kitty. And just the amount of inventive things that the toy designers made with these little butterfly, or these little bow-shaped things, I think is really neat, really clever. And that both of the modes of them work really well with the stand is also really clever. So, for the most part, this is the Hello Kitty figure. There's nothing I've left out, but it's not the most detailed thing in the world. It's not going to appeal to everyone, but I certainly think it is a nice piece, very well put together, and it has enough playability that will appeal to people who like Super Robot stuff, like any of the Mazinger stuff, that some adult collectors who are male are really going to like this. Like, this is it's still probably primarily a geared towards a female demographic, but it has enough things that guys will like that I do kind of like this. I do think that some guys out here who are not Hello Kitty fans are going to like this. Now, for me, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but I do appreciate it for what it is, and I do like the high diecast content. Just the heft of the thing is something that you don't normally feel, especially on something so small. Put it back in. And anyway, this has been a video review of the Bandai Chogokin Hello Kitty 40th anniversary figure, and it's not that I recommend it or don't recommend it. it's good enough that if you like what you see here, it's a definite buy, especially for 40 bucks. For being an anniversary figure that does as much as it does, and is as heavy as it is, and is as high quality as it is, it really is a nice piece, in spite of the few flaws that it has. So anyway, I review Power Rangers, Digimon, Transformers, Macross figures, lots of stuff like that. If any of that sounds interesting, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.